Hello, 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 everybody. I am your androgynous AI game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. This is the Neoncaster Twitch channel, and this is the final session of this year's Phantom Arts Fest. And we're ending on a bang. You know, all of these sessions have been bangers. So you know that the last one is also going to go hard in the paint. We've got to close strong. We are bringing you once again a post-apocalyptic sci-fi hack of Mork Borg under a cage star, designed and currently GM'd by our GM this session, Tom. Hello, Tom. Welcome.
Hello, Gaster. How's things?
Yeah, I'm good. Actually, this has been a very chill day comparatively, compared to how I started Phantom Arts Fest, where I was screaming. But you know, in a mixture of excitement and sheer terror, but everything has gone incredibly well. We've put on some really, really good shows, and I'm really glad that this one has been such a smooth production. I was like, yo, Tom, let me know if you need any graphics work done. And Tom is like, babe, I got this. Specifically phrased that way. Yeah, he did got this indeed. So thank you so much for putting this session together for us.
There is still time for it all to go wrong, but
that's what our dice rolls will be doing. We also have another returning member, both across Phantom Arts Fest and the channel in general. Everybody, please give a warm welcome to Sheila Ornthalis. Hello, welcome again.
Hello, thank you for having me again. It's always fun to rejoin people for things, especially since I believe this is going to be a sequel to something we've done in the past.
Yes, indeed. I'll let Tom talk a little bit about that once we've done all our introductions. But yes, if you have seen our previous one shot of this, you are into the deep lore, although you do not need the deep lore to be able to enjoy this session. We also have Boston's best drag queen, Juicy Garland, in the house.
I love the way you lie to me. Yes, it is I, Dio, Juicy Garland.
Hey, I only know one Boston drag queen, so as far as my official rankings with the empirical evidence that I have absorbed, you are Boston's best drag queen. But welcome to the show once again.
Thank you for having me yet again. I'm super excited to be here and to bring in some more chaos.
Yes. Absolutely. And what a session to bring some chaos too, because if y'all are familiar with how Mork Borg works, you know that some fucked up stuff is about to be happening. But if you don't know what Mork Borg is about, I'm going to let the credits roll. Those credits be scrolling. And while that's happening, Tom, tell us a little bit about Mork Borg and what you've done to it.
So I do very much enjoy Mork Borg because it does put a lot of the dice rolls in the hands of the players. So as the GM, you just get the nice opportunity to run everything and watch everything just go horribly wrong for them. This particular hack of Mork Borg, which does predate Cyborg, which probably does quite a better job of it, but that's by the by. I'll get round to thieving from that at some later point. Is a post-apocalyptic, very, very late sci-fi setting. I'll do a proper intro for the game itself, but our players are scavengers on this desolate and dying planet with this cage star which looks down upon them, and we go and view their trials and tribulations as they attempt to eke a living out.
Fabulous. Okay. Are there any content warnings you would like the folks to know before we get into it?
There is probably some probably mild descriptions of blood and gore potentially. There's also one image which is a little bit gribbly from a sort of aesthetic, so if you're a little bit squeamish, although it is mostly sprite art, but we'll put that out there just in case.
Oh, and for the players, just so you know, if you go to the macros tab, there should be a safety tools deck there available for you now. So we normally have the script change system visible on screen as we play. Just the way that this session is set up doesn't quite allow that as much, but if you do need to use any of the safety tools, both narratively and in general, please do summon and pull from that deck if need be. Okay, I do
Very
believe
cool.
that's our lot. So I'm going to go move things over to the game screen, and I'll let you take it away, Tom.
Thank you very much. Right. Oop. I'll have to remember to kill one set of music before I start the next one, otherwise they play over each other. Thank you, Roll20. This world is one like yours, but so far off in the future. The golden eras are long over. The ruins of ancient empires and wars litter the wastelands of the planet. Most of the remaining people huddle in the remnants of once great cities, surviving using the miracle foodstuff and medical compound known as Animus. The greatest testament to the era of technological marvels past is the impossibly huge mega-construction in the sky which looks down on us, which some call the God Engine, others the Cage Star. Our tale begins following the exploits of an experienced group of scavengers who for many years have eked out a living using guile and violence, plying their trades on the desolate wastelands and run-down habdomes which stand as a relic of better times. Today we're drawn by rumours of an ancient ruin written of in data slates from the past as a great monument to humanity's achievements, the Great Space Elevator, Martyr's Ascent. For centuries, this monolithic structure has been cut off from the world, surrounded by an impregnable energy field, which now, finally, has begun to flicker and die, attracting those who desire the wealth of the ancients to its giddy heights. So I think at this point we will let you all introduce your characters. Nathan, do you want to start us off?
All right. I do believe that this was the voice that I was using for this character last time, so I guess we'll keep it. The name's Gordian. Any pronouns will really work. I am a bit of a data manipulation expert, let's say. In my pursuit for virtual knowledge, I have replaced parts of myself to the point where, as you can see by my portrait, my head is about 60% free spinning metal cube, you know, as was the style at the time. It actually comes in helpful, surprisingly often when you're surviving in the wastes. I'm always on the lookout for new pieces of digital spell work that I can use and potentially sell. And hey, that space elevator is likely to have all sorts of interesting tech that I ain't ever seen before.
Thank you very much to Gordian. I'll keep going left or right on my screen. We'll pick Juicy if you'd like to go next.
Yes. So I am playing Landa, and she is a meaty muscle gal with step-on-me mommy energy in flak armor and military casuals. She wears beat-down fatigues in her days off and generally spends her time yelling at everyone. She's usually sporting scars and a bruise or two from constant fistfights, and she loves to get in those for fun. She wears tactical goggles, and the goggles, they do nothing, but they certainly are fun.
Wonderful. And then last but not least, Sheila, if you want to go.
Yes, today I'm going to be playing Cuthbert Williamson, a sort of wiry, muscled, narrow, but, solid-looking older gentleman, who talks with a little bit of swagger, but not the kind that you would have from an actual hero, just from someone who believes he's of a higher station than those around him.
You're a slimy piece of shit is what you are.
Well, that may be the case, but how many of the world's greatest leaders were truly slimy pieces of shit?
You help us not die? I'm into it, man. I'm into it.
Hey, fair enough. By the way, would you like to try my most recent concoction?
I'll wait till one of us is either bleeding or with a general in need of constitution, but I'll take a note. Thanks.
All right, well, I've got it when you need it. He says, kind of shaking a vial that has just the brightest green glowing goop you've ever seen in your life.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I do believe, of course, that Gordian and Cuthbert have certainly been longer-term adventurers together, dealing with the incident at Platform Nethys, some probably several months back.
Yeah, this map is out of date as when we explored on Platform Nethys in the past to see if we could find, well, scavenge it for things. We found a whole bunch of flesh robots, and as a result decided to blow it up. So that's no longer there.
Yeah, that seemed like the better alternative, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, in doing so, it did incur the wrath of one of the particularly powerful groups that still operate in the Wasteland, the Children of the Deep. So there's been some avoiding of those and splitting up of the party. Who knows what happened to the other two or how well it went for them. Maybe future time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we'll kick off with the adventure proper. Now introductions are full. So, we shall swap to some music. So the party's been making their way towards the remains of Martyr's Ascent. The journey through the mountain passes, which lead to the valley where Martyr's Ascent dwells, has been long and arduous, the great pillars stretching into the heavens, watching over your every step. The blasted hills and cold terrain give way to a large open valley. Remnants of an ancient city lies here, although much of it looks to have returned to dust, overlooked by the shadow of the pristine form of the elevator, lit by the flickering blue glow of its sputtering energy field. At the edge of the settlement, you can see a small encampment formed of rugged tents amongst the ruins of this once great city. Light and the sound of music reaches your ears. Apparently you're not the first to make it here.
Well, it sounds like there's a little bit of civilization up ahead for us to join in on.
Well, I guess that means that they might have some information about what they've run into, whether they've come across anything especially grisly the first time round. Hey, are any of us particularly good at making nice? That's not really how we operate a lot of the time, he says, glancing at at his two companions. I mean, all of us look like bad people to know, as a general thing.
I don't really do nice.
Hey, and so will a lot of the other scavengers around here, you know what I'm saying? So you've been a good help in making sure that we don't end up dead, but we might need to do a little bit of info gathering. I'm sure if they tried to, touch that force field before it disappeared all the way, it's probably a really good way to lose an arm. So, as we get closer, did you say that there's like music playing and stuff? They're definitely like relaxed.
Yes, there seems to be. As you can put, it doesn't look like an actually huge number of people here. It looks like, I'd like to say, the remnants of several groups. And there's probably someone playing. Let's go with a hollow xylophone to keep the, or maybe a hollow hurdy-gurdy. As I really wish I'd found the music for that now. That could have been amazing. Synth hurdy-gurdy.
Ooh.
However, amongst the faces, as you're gathering a little bit close, there will be one that you actually recognise as someone you've seen quite a long time ago. The I'm sure that's actually on the right layer. No, other layer. Never mind.
It appeared. I see it.
That'll do. You'll recognise the face of the entrepreneurial Kel Strider, who was a merchant and trader, who you probably saw actually in Fathom's Reach last time, or may have encountered him a few times in the past. His very notable glasses and long sort of trench coat. He's a trader of cheap animus and the like, and tends to find his way to where groups of people or scavengers are likely to gather.
Well, ain't that a sight for sore eyes, at the very least.
Indeed.
Somebody that we can go and get good supplies. He's unfortunately not a complete pushover craft, so we ain't gonna have to make him jump and see how many creds he's got on him, but they'll have, like, med kits and things like that.
Well, I might have something of a little higher quality than he usually peddles, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we can trade it and make an extra buck, or maybe pick up some extra supplies as a result.
Yeah, not to undersell what you got on hand. Just, making sure that we have everything we need if we're gonna go climbing. Like,
Oh, that's exactly what I mean, though. Like, I've sold things to him in the past to sort of improve his stock and come out the richer on the other side.
yeah, Gordian takes a look up. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't exactly have any money.
Not since you bought that big ass. What? Like, there's a look at Krath and the, like, absolutely gigantic weapon she has on her back. What is that?
And she'll pull it off of her back. It is huge. So not only does she have these massive mechanical fist weapons on all the time, but there is just a massive gun that she just unslings, pulls over her head, and she's like, I really wanted this. And she shows you this huge, heavy ranged weapon. I'd just call it a BFG, I guess. It's just like a massive rifle that just shoots enormous bullets. And she, like, caresses it so lovingly. You've never seen her care about anything before, but she cares about this. This is Frank.
I was about to ask if you ever got around to naming it, so hello, Frank. What a fine specimen of old world design this is.
My new best friend.
Yes, friend to have.
And I take a glance, like, up the space elevator. What's it, like, look like from a worm's eye view, looking up the stalk of this thing?
It is truly immense. Obviously, you can't see the top of it. It's just this infinite column of blue metal and probably a smattering of lights. It's slightly obscured by this flickering energy field, but the sheer immensity of it truly awe-inspiring. It does make you feel quite tiny. Now, you've probably been able to see it for days and days, and even when you were on the plains themselves, it's probably something that you can sort of see lit up on the horizon on a clear day. But to be actually under it is quite a humbling experience, and don't know how many of the characters are subject to vertigo, but it's you just sort of keep looking up and up and up, and it just keeps going into the skies before the clouds obscure it.
All right.
How high up are we going?
Very top, if I have anything to...
Hey, if we could make it to the moon, that'd be legendary. I don't even know what's fucking up there now. Back in the days, after the elites decided that there wasn't too much left to party with back on Earth, they decided to set up their own little holiday resort on the moon, but I don't even know if they're there anymore.
And if they've left it, then, more's the taking for us.
I wonder if they still have champagne. I heard of those.
Pain?
I know, right? Like, it sounds like it would be a bad thing to drink, but apparently it's fucking great. So...
What is it?
It's a bubbly mixture of alcohol. Absolutely
Nice.
divine. Similar to Animus in its recombinating qualities, as far as I've been told.
Nice. let's go get some champagne.
All right. There's like a proper like oorah like army man like hand clap handshake with Kraft. Hell yeah, let's get some champagne. And then we turn to the merchant guy. Hey buddy, it's us again. Bet you thought you saw the last. You bet you thought you'd seen the last of us, eh?
Now that's a cube that I have not seen for a long time. I heard the executioner Shayla put a hell of a bounty on you. Not that I'm judging, I'm not in that business myself.
Yeah, HCE is, well, I ain't seen them for quite a while, but that's one shark too small you ain't gonna be seeing again anytime soon.
To fallen comrades then, or at least missing comrades. So, I guess you're here for the new prime looting opportunity which has arrived, along with the rest of these scabs, you'll say, glancing to the people who are slightly further away from you in small little, you probably know, reduced clusters. So let's hope you can put on a better show than they did.
Ah, so these are the people who tried and didn't quite go the distance.
Yeah, the ones that are left, he'll chuckle. But you know, it's good opportunity to pitch some animus. There's quite a few of them are just deciding to pack it in and wander off, or hope someone a bit more skilled gets the way through and they can have a pick over what's left.
Well, shit. I don't suppose any of them told you what they ran into to make them have to come back with their tails between their legs.
Well, perhaps if you could, he'll make a gesture. Maybe have a little browse of my wares, and we'd have a little chat over what I've managed to see and pick up over the last couple of weeks. And he'll grin in a sort of with a shit-eating, please pay me face.
Jesus Christ, you capitalistic bastard. Gordian smiles and opens his fucking cyber wallet.
Could I maybe try intimidating him with my strength?
Ooh.
Absolutely. He has been quite slimy, so feel free.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Damn it.
A 9.
Damn it.
We generally are gunning for 12s when we do this. Let me just check that.
I'll flex it. I'll flex down to 10 or 8 if I think it's particularly easy or hard, depending how it rolls. But it still is. Well, there's no need for that, friend. We're just, we're just chatting. You know, a man's got to eat. He'll say, tapping his chest. I had to took weeks to get a grox across the through the mountain passes to here. I'm just got to think about my. He'll think quickly. Starving wife and kids.
Hey, buddy. I was gonna go and get some bits and pieces from you anyway. Let me go and get the bits I need, and you can throw the information in for free, you know, for like mates rates and shit.
Absolutely, he'll say with a smile and looking a little bit relieved. He'll say there are a few groups got here before I did. Typical scavenger packs running in small batches of 3 to 6. There's something guarding the entrance to the elevator. There's like a complex at the bottom. It's not quite as degraded as the rest of the city, you'll say, glancing round. I think the shield that's been up for God knows how, Sphere knows how long, kept it from breaking down as much as everything else. But there's some sort of mech defending it. It's not there at the moment, but it seems to just space in, I'll say, struggling for a description when people are trying to approach. And the fireworks, I'll say. So people have been trying to provoke it out and the like, and we've had a few groups thinking they can take it. We had one entire rich boys group on hoverbikes, 4 hoverbikes. Can you believe it? the fact that they've been disintegrated now is one of my greatest pains that I think I've ever had in my years of wandering the plains.
Absolutely tragic.
He'll wipe a fake tear away. Everyone's saying there's something a bit weird as well. There's a obvious perimeter as you get closer to it. You can see the flickering blue, which is probably kind of annoying in the same way that a flickering light is to you all. One guy, he just started muttering a lot after going in. It was like spent quite a lot of time picking up a rock and staring at it, and making sure that he was still there. He said it was, don't know, weird stuff. You see odd things out here. But they've been able to walk through the field without any ill effects from what I've seen, I'll say. Presumably as he's showing Gordian some of his finest new wares that he's picked up, or no doubt scavenged off some of these people who haven't quite made it.
Looking at the shop list, there's some specific things that I'm just going to go and exchange. I'll go through the list of it just so you know I have them on hand.
Yeah, please do.
The strong adhesive, the glow cell, the toolbox.
Okay.
So that is 40. No, sorry, that is 30 in total. And let's go and get the glow cell lantern as well. So we have a full set of being able to see and a full set of being able to fix.
Okay.
But that's me in terms of shopping. I don't know if anybody else wants to. I'm happy to link to the other players the character and shop list if anybody needs it.
Nope. I'm broke.
Yeah, I am broke as well. I do still have a glow cell lantern from the last time we did this.
Oh, yeah, you've
so
retained all. You
these are-
remembered to keep your character sheet. You're smart.
Yes. So is there something else you would like to purchase with that money?
Oh, actually, yeah, no, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that glow cell lantern, and I'll spend my final 20 because I had 10 floating on the light anti-personnel mine.
Ooh. I like it.
You know, I'm as the tech of the group, being able to set up remote traps feels like something I should probably do.
Okay.
That's all the cash I have on me, buddy, but I think that's a reasonable exchange to make in favor of the info you gave us. Thanks a bunch.
Pleasure doing business. Best of luck going in there. If anyone can do it, I'm sure it'd be you. You've shown capabilities before. I'll give you both a thumbs up and a slightly more nervous thumbs up to Krath's giant cannon of death.
How, when he's like, oh yeah, no, we figure that you'd be able to do it. Happy to make a roll for it if need be, but how believable is that? Is that just a yay, go, I believe you, you can do it, haha, you're so sexy?
I don't think too much of a roll's needed for this. You are definitely of higher quality adventuring stock, I'd say, than the other people who are here, who definitely look more like very opportunists, but these are probably more desperate people who've heard of this and made it out there. You can probably, any of you experienced travelers yourself, you'll know they don't look to have. There's a lot of poorly kept together weaponry, a distinct lack of armor on a lot of them, and as you can sort of see, they're now more disparate groups. Where, as Kelsart said, probably groups have gone in larger numbers, and bad things have happened, and these are sort of the ones that have run away and kind of huddled here and
had the common sense to realize it was a fight they could not win. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Then as we kind of head away from the merchant, I think that sort of the blasé expression that Cuthbert had on his face kind of drops away. He's like, can you imagine it? A full-size, still operational mech. This will be truly fascinating. Let's see if we can sort of, if possible, could we maybe I don't know, preserve it in some way. Just take control of it, possibly.
Think of all the things we could smash.
Indeed. Think of what we could do.
The smashing.
I don't think I've met a robot larger than me. Thinking about it. Although I guess what was on platform Nephthys like a little while ago, we get like a very brief flashback of like a combination of organic and metal kind of fused into the walls and floor. Yeah, we get a brief flash of that for a while. And that taking up like a floor to ceiling kind of arrangement. Yeah, never run into a robot larger than me, so that's going to be a novel experience.
I am trying to fight with Roll20 to let me move the players. There we go. Thank you, Roll20. Okay, so I assume the party are making their way towards this space elevator. Move as you get closer. So, as you approach the space elevator, you'll note coming into this this blue haze, which sort of stands before the new area that you're going into. With presumably a moment of trepidation, you step through, and it's a truly peculiar experience. It's a feeling that you can't quite put your finger on. It's almost like the very resolution of the world adjusts, and you feel like you're now viewing everything through a strange filter. There's almost this feeling of static sort of surrounding you. I think we're going to let Gordian make a presence check.
Oh, absolutely, darling. Love to make sure I have presence in the space. What's the DC on this?
I'm going to go for 12 because it's a bit weird.
That's an 18, baby. My presence of 2, my only positive stat.
So, as odd as it is to describe it, it almost feels like you're stepping in a weird place that's somewhere between reality and... The term you probably use for it is data space. It'd be the area that your strange data slates draw their power from. So it's almost digitized information in real space. And it's affecting all your senses, almost like you've been drawn into it.
Gordian, I think, pulls out one of her data slates and powers it on, but doesn't like activate it. And you can just kind of see the lines of information radiating out from it into the space. It's like an overlay, or the connection point between, here and the digital. This is great. He like looks around. Can I set up an office here? This is, ooh. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Cuthbert's kind of like rubbing at his eyes and going, it's quite visually stimulating. That's for certain.
She knocks on the side of her cube head. I couldn't tell you one way or the other what it looks like.
Valid.
As you press closer into this strange data space, you find yourself making your way towards the actual base of Martyr's Ascent. A huge platform with large sealed doors. And as you're taking time to find your eyes drawn to the entrance of the Ascent before you, a strange abstract selection of shapes seems to circle and then snap into existence. It's actually gone. It then forms into the terrifying shape of a Golden Age defense mech towering above you. Energy gathers around it, and ancient weapon systems come online as it prepares to defend the tower for any would-be interlopers.
Oh.
Excellent.
Well,
let's
well-
get at it.
well, shit. Okay. And not expecting to have to prepare for combat so quickly, Gordian's a bit on the back foot about it.
Okay, so I think I'll have just roll a d20 and add your agility, so we'll go for a turn order.
I think you actually have an initiative thing set up, right? So we need to go move our tokens into the world.
Yes, I should.
Yeah.
I think I should have put you on. You are on the token line.
Yes. Yep, but we can't control ourselves.
Not yet.
I shall just fix that because you should be able to.
Oh yes,
no,
we
it's-
exist. Let me scroll
it
down
says you-
so we can see that we exist.
You might have to drag your versions on. Apologies, tech issue.
It's all good. Let me.
Does say you
Oh,
should
hold
have
on.
control of them.
Let me. Controlled
there we go.
by all players. Nameplate. Let's see.
Yep.
Right,
I'm
Cuthbert should be
duplicated 'cause
Cuthbert should be able to move now.
Yep. Oh,
Yep, good to go.
You already have your token able to move. Grab myself from the ether.
here. I will move myself over one and put myself in the middle.
Cool. Where is my bio and info? Oh, does it work if I do this? It does not. Okay, that is fine. Give me a second. How I actually forget the way that I can summon my token to the play from my
You
character
can
sheet.
drag it straight
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, if you go to your character sheet and you click and drag yourself to the map.
Oh, it works
There you go.
now. It didn't work the first time. I was like, oh,
Oh,
no,
weird.
why is it not? But we in it now. We're good.
Okay.
Wait. Let's see. Okay, everybody should be visible. Gordian is behind.
Valid.
Okay. And if you'd like to make some agility rolls, and we'll see what speed people are going at.
Yes, please.
18. Heck yeah.
All right.
Nice. Well done, Guardian.
Oh no. I mean, to be
Before-
honest, I would rather it be this than like a literal fumble.
Yes.
Okay. So, starting at initiative track 99. That's. Oh. Where's the GM layer? There we go. There's a flickering as 4 entities appear. Small defense drones appear to be acting as scouting units for the primary defense unit itself. And they will. Oh, why is Roll20 just being a pain in the neck? Have they all appeared on the thing? They have.
Yeah, they're all visible.
Excellent. And they will currently just hover there, apparently surveying the area.
All right. Hey, if that's all they're doing at turn 99, then I'm into it. Does that mean it's
Okay,
now?
so it'll be
Kreth?
over to Kreth.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Then, how many squares can I move?
As many as you want that seems vaguely reasonable, I think. So,
All right. If the small drones are ignoring us, I'm going to move what I think probably about halfway to the mech, or at least up here. I feel like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
I feel like that seems like a reasonable distance.
okay.
So my fists are always out and always on. So I'm just going to prep my fists and move up.
Okay. Moving down to Cuthbert.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and have him sort of following along, but giving maybe a little bit of extra focus, or kind of splitting focus between the main big bad up there and this defensive drone right here.
Suddenly notice areas are starting to appear. The area around you begins to glow slightly.
Gosh, you're making me do camera work. Okay.
Apologies.
No, it's good. I've never had to do that. I never use maps. So this is a fun change for the channel. Hell yeah.
Okay, we'll let Gordian go first, as Gordian is a player and technically faster than my giant robot.
What I'm gonna go and do... Oh man, it saves me, but not not the 2U. That's okay though. We're gonna lead.
It's that kind of world.
Hey, it means that you don't necessarily blow up twice. Hopefully, I'm gonna go and use one of my powers as the data miner class, the spellcaster version of this hack of Mork Borg. I have access to a wide variety of data powers, and the one that I have is Virus Creeper. One creature immediately obeys a single command as long as it isn't obviously suicidal.
Okay.
And I am going to, especially since these are mechanical entities, specifically target. I will do that in my own character screen. Ping this one.
Yep.
And I'm going to make a presence check to make sure that I succeed the roll. What is the... Am I still aiming for 12 on this
No,
check?
I believe the data miner gets to do it a lot easier because you are actually good at using these.
Cool.
So I believe it's only a DC of 8. Or difficulty rating of 8.
With a 15, we do it. Thank God. Basically, I'm going to command the this drone. How to phrase this? Always keep its range. Make sure that none of us are ever within its range. Go wherever it wants. Just make sure that we are always out of its range.
Okay. I'll interpret that it will move so everyone's out. However, if you move back into it, that'll possibly be on you. Okay. I'll put a note on there.
In fact,
Put a
we might
DM for
even be
data
able
mine.
to. Yeah, cool. I think we can even mark it. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Have a little marker to know that I have charmed it. And then otherwise I will maintain my position. I will maybe move like here.
Okay.
And end my turn. Turn end.
Turn end. It will move to the defense robot's turn. You'll hear its speakers come online. Activating scouting system. Main shield online. A blue glow will surround the robot and it'll start locking itself down. The other little robots move around slightly. Kill zones established. Secondary defense system online. Charging vector cannon. And it will end its turn.
So our drone friend here. Should
he will move out to
they need to
there.
not put me in the fucko zone, actually.
The drones appear to be looking a little bit more alert, and you can note what look like small anti-personnel weaponry appears to be equipped to them. Something appears to be charging up on the mech at the top. We shall move over to Crest's turn.
Yes. Then I will move up to the mech, and I will punch it.
Okay. make yourself a difficulty rating 18 check, as apparently whatever shield this thing has up, it is defending it exceedingly well.
Okay. Is that in addition to the attack roll?
That will be the attack roll.
Oh, okay,
Shield
okay.
appears to be just making it exceedingly hard to damage.
Okay.
Ooh,
No.
not on a 5.
So, Crethel notices it, as it almost feels like punching into some sort of Newtonian liquid, as like your fist almost slows as you go into this thing. Appears that it's currently keeping itself protected while it's charging up the cannon.
Ooh, Discord ate that. Was that a cry of frustration? Discord said,
Yes, it
absolutely not.
Yeah. First to Discord.
It's a fight between Discord and Roll20, the two great nemesi of over to Cuthbert.
Absolutely amazing. Can you imagine being able to create such a shield? Oh, time to break it. And I think that he is going to pull out a phase pistol, and we're going to try and take a shot at it instead.
Could I make a suggestion? I have a feeling that this thing over here is either going to be a targeting reticule or explode, and we are currently standing in its sights. Maybe we should, kill it before it goes off.
No, all right. And
Oh,
he'll,
thank God. Like the cube, sags in relief.
Good save.
yeah, he'll change his target over to that little guy right there.
Okay. Make a standard attack roll for be it agility for using a ranged weapon. Excellent.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There will be a bang as that drone takes critical damage, spewing explosion of plasma and raining bits onto the ground.
Lovely.
This appears to trigger a little bit of response from one of the other drones, which will fire a rat-a-tat-tat of bullets towards Cuthbert. Make an agility check. I will give you a +2 bonus as you've. It's firing from a bit of a location where you've got a bit of cover for, as it's going to patter against the metalwork of the entrance to Martyr's Ascent.
The macro is asking for what the enemy's damage type is, like what its total dice is.
Oh, I forget it does that. This will be D6.
D6, okay. So that's an 11 plus 2, you said?
Yes. So
Okay,
you will.
so-
That will be sufficient to get yourself out of the way as it fires a rat-a-tat-tat of small anti-personnel shots towards you.
Physical bullets? How quaint. Old-fashioned.
Fucking expensive, to be honest.
Yes, indeed. Who has the spare lead sitting around?
Moving on to Gordian.
Oh God. I actually do not have a ranged weapon. I only have cyber claws. I think. So, is there a restriction on, aside from the fact that I can only cast 5 spells in total? Is this like a? Can I cast Creeper again to try and make this one go away or move elsewhere?
I think so, but I think you're going to probably have to start making concentration checks
to
sustain it. That seems a reasonable trade in there.
Okay. It's all about thinking what kind of particular options I have. Oh, no, my drone also specifically is a melee thing. I have no ranged attacks. That's funny. I would like to move myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like here. And where is the line tool? Here we go. Throw my glow stick like past the drone to try and get its attention over here.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, that can work. Let's. Oh, I forgot anything I can use as a glove stick. That's an interesting.
I might be able to summon something from
I might do actually. I've got. Ooh, come out. How about that?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Roll me an agility check, and we'll just see how far you managed to. Oh, on sort of range of where you managed to get it. Ooh,
18. We're rolling real numbers today.
Should we say that look reasonable to you?
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Okay. Wonderful. It will then move back onto the robot's turn. The speakers fire up again as it announces its intent. All energy lines connected. Macro cannon capacitors charging. Landing gear and climbing irons locked. There'll be a number of clicks as it fits itself into position, and it phases in two huge cylinders which appear to be pointed up to the sky and drawing energy to them. And it will also, its defense systems detecting Kraith nearby. There'll be a few small light blasts of lasers that cut out from the joints of this thing, trying to bisect her. So if Kraith would like to make an agility check.
Yes.
Damage will be D4. Wonderful. You managed to move quite happily out the way of this thing. It telegraphed quite obviously, and Kraith's experience in dealing with such entities or fighting in the wilds of Gunzo. Speaking of which, we shall move to their turn.
Yes. So again, we're gonna punch. Are you serious?
He
Again.
seems difficult to beat, dang.
Again, the shield appears to be absolutely effective at holding back any sort of physical damage.
Yeah, I feel like the fists are so large that the shield is just extra effective at like catching that mass and slowing it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to, would Cliff like to do any movement, or are you happy?
No, she's just getting more and more pissed as she keeps failing to hit the thing, so she's just gonna keep trying to hit the thing harder.
I like it. Moving on to Cuthbert.
Now, see, that's the kind of technology the ancients were truly good at. This sort of phasing things in and out, the usage of light as a weapon. I should probably shoot something else, shouldn't I? And let's see, which was the one that was it? Oh, yep, I see it. Okay, so I'm not going to mess with the one that has been charmed, but I am going to see if he can shoot the one that still has Kraith in its blast zone.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take another shot.
Hey!
Oh, whoa.
I will take it.
Another 6 as well. Hell yeah.
Crikey, there's going to be a pop and a bang as this one goes, and the kill zones are somewhat reduced on the map, which is probably for the best. Moving on to Gordian then. There is one remaining currently outsing, but you see it is winding up, like it's probably going to be moving. Probably taking some shots in a minute as well.
Right. Shit. I really don't want to get close to that thing.
As your doctor, I would advise against it.
Actually, considering I understood that this is a weird data space in between, Gordian moves like around and behind. I assume that this area here is like elevated, so he's like pushes himself into a place where he's kind of out of line of sight of this drone over here. Rather than specifically using Creeper, I would love to make what I guess is a presence roll here to start doing counter hacks on the main mech to slow down its charge speed. Since data here is like semi-physical, or at least visible.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Let's have a roll, see what you get, and I'll see how generous I'm feeling.
Please work. Oh yeah, baby!
Hot damn.
Nice.
Nice. So you'll enter to the data space, and as I said, everything becomes that very Matrix-esque sea of ones and zeros. The drones appear to be a little bit more autonomous than the main entity, but one thing you think you can probably the firing of the cannon appears to be on a set rotation. One thing you think you might be able to do with that roll, if you so choose, is turn the shields off.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or actually, I suppose the shields are emanating from a point. I cannot move the shield.
No, it's generating effectively over and around the skin of the mech.
Makes sense. Shield off, please. Shield set to no, actually.
Shield number set to 0. You'll note in the code. Greth, you'll note this glow around the mech significantly diminishes and then pops out. You can almost feel the strange heat now from the giant cannons above it as it's charging up, as energy begins to gather, as it's locked itself into the floor.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yes.
Once again, the voice speaks out. Inner chamber pressure systems rising normally, preparing to fire. And we shall move on to the drones. Actually, how about there? There looks good. Guardian, this thing hovers quite close to you, a little bit above your head. The mech itself will again fire out with its defense rays towards Krith, and I think the drone this time, seeing that Gordian is somewhat of a threat, will start firing its anti-personnel shots at him.
Well, that's just me. Why you gotta be like that? Is agility to get out of the way?
It is agility to get out of the way.
No.
Okay, let's have a look to see what this does to you. Let's go. Roll.
Okay. I do have 1d2 armor, so I might not get shot.
Roll your d2.
I sort of get shot.
You take a slight graze from this thing. Fortunately, due to its speed of moving and its sort of shooting as it moves, it only grazes you slightly and you'll take 1 point of damage.
Ah, Jesus. Hey, I think we're almost through this thing.
Moving on to Kraith. The shield is down.
Yep,
This thing looks like it's primed to fire.
She's gonna use those fists again. She's so pissed. Are you freaking serious?
Ooh, but we do have like omens, which are glitches in this game, right? So you can spend an omen and re-roll that.
Oh.
Sorry, I entirely forgot that's a thing we had.
Yes, how many omens do I have right now?
It's a good question. It will be
It's usually
I
class
roll a
dependent, but it's usually 1d2.
Yeah, let me roll a d2. I have 2 omens, and I will use 1. Okay. So I will re-roll and cross my little fingies. But a 1 day. Oh, are you serious? Oh.
You know what? I'm feeling generous. So what I'll do is I'll give you 6 damage because that seems somewhere between the two. As you give a massive crack to this mech, which reels under the assault of your the seismic power fists. Cuthbert, over to you. The area you're in feels suddenly very, very dangerous. Oh, would Krith like to move?
Getting a little bit warm.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I believe it's getting a little warm here for me. Have you got this one, Guardian?
As long as we destroy this thing, I think we'll be out of the get fucked zone. So.
Well then, I think you've got this one. He says as he kind of pops down and out of the zone. I'm gonna have him still take another shot. Let's see if he's able to do anything. But yep, nope. Much worse shot in trying to escape.
Okay, well, this is getting quite exciting, Gordian. I won't tell me how many dice I've got racked behind this thing, but good luck.
Hey, if I can move, I've established that I can move 5 squares, but as the robot the big mech goes before the drones do. So as long as I am not in this zone, I will not be hit, which is good. However, I'm pretty sure that guarantees that Lander will get hit, and I don't especially want that. Both me and my personal defense drone are essentially together right now. Would you be okay if both of us try to attack the drone?
Yeah, I will allow this. I will also give you the option. You could potentially change the command on your the other drone, which you've currently set command to, if you particularly wanted to.
I wonder, would it fire upon itself? It's locked in, and it's currently also within the zone where it would get hit. I wonder if it would rule out that as a valid target, unless the thing is entirely willing to be self-destructive. But that's a big gamble. I think the most sensible thing right now is to see if we can damage the drone enough to make sure it goes down. That's trying to rely on 2 attacks being hit, but we're gonna start with the personal defense drone. So out of the cube of Gordian's head, a like spider-like robotic arm whips out at surprisingly fast speed, and you hear like this of like a buzzsaw spinning. Its attacks are at DR10 apparently, although there isn't a modifier, so I'm just gonna go roll a raw D20 and see if I hit. I do not. I'm not gonna take that fumble. I'm gonna spend my 1 glitch and do that shit again, because a 13 is more reasonable. It only does 1d4's worth of damage, but hopefully if we land a second attack, we will be out of immediate peril. Hey, okay.
Ooh, I like that.
So it takes a slicing razor blade through it, like spinning razor for 4 damage. What does that do?
This to do quite a lot of damage. The effect of you damage some of the sensors on it, you reckon, and you feel like the pressure appears to have reduced somewhat. It was quite amusing with Cuthbert just blowing these damn things up because our mechanics were getting smaller.
That's very funny. Hey, we still got to see the mechanics though, which is the important thing.
Exactly.
Gordian is like, well, shit, I guess I better go retrieve my glow stick then. And chooses not to do the second attack, and instead just, with Krath now also safely out of range, moves out of the range of the thing. That tree is not going to defend like a blast of heat or explosions, but it's something.
So I feel there'll be this sort of dramatic moment as Gordian sort of diving out of the way as you just hear the line, firing. Everything goes white for you for a moment as this thing fires an immense lance of pure white energy up into the skies, which takes a moment, arcs beautifully, and then slams down, completely almost annihilating everything in the areas where there was a drone. And just for reference, good move.
Oh. Okay.
There'll be a hiss of venting plasma from the mech once again. I think I'll give Karith yet another agility check as there's like blasts of remains of the super hot plasma around the area as the mech moves into combat mode.
Hey,
You are like the proverbial cyber ninja, as you sort of see the vents around the cannons open up, realizing what it is and taking a quick step back as superheated Huon energy floods the area.
I like to imagine that she's using her fists as like shields as well, and like protecting against the like steam streams. All right, let's punch again.
By the by, did Krath notice that they were like imminently about to be vaporized, if not for the movement of that drone?
Absolutely not.
Perfect. Yeah.
But 2 damage.
Nice. Well, you know.
It's quite a technically low damage. The fact I rolled a 25 in this is a fundamentally low damage system, because low damage is quite lethal. This you'll see great cracks appearing and almost bits of it flaking off and dispersing somewhat digitally as you do so. Over to Cuthbert.
I suppose that we shan't be taking home any major prizes, but maybe we can get something like a bit of a runners-up. Let's try to keep some of it intact, yes?
Yeah, I'd love to repurpose some of that thing to make a fucking gun. I didn't realize I would need one today.
Well then, let's phasing in and out. Let's see if something similar will have a good effect on it. And he'll just continue using his phase pistol. To no avail, unfortunately.
Yeah, this sort of glances off the angled surface of this war mech, which looks like it was well put together for defending against such things. Certainly more than the crack shooting that's been going on. Okay, and round to Gordian.
God, Gordian is kind of already quite low on options. He is not going to walk within melee range of this thing. Yeah, no, I think he again braces himself against the wall and is going to start trying to sneak around. Not within melee range yet, but it's just kind of like edging around the space, trying to not be observed by it.
Okay, no, I think that'll do for that. No issues there. This thing, having lost its, taken quite a bit of damage now, will rise up and attempt to bring itself bodily down, actually slamming one of its legs towards Graith, an attempt to crush under its bulk. Standard agility check, if you please.
Bring it on, asshole.
Oh no!
Okay, so Graith does have armor, doesn't she?
Yeah, tier 3.
Oh, very nice. So this will be doing D8 down. No apologies. Let's go for D10 damage as it's a big heavy mech attempting to crush you. So if you'd like to roll your defense.
D6.
Yeah. Oh,
I rolled a 6.
Very good.
Very good. It's hits exceedingly hard as your armor soaks the majority of it. I presume you catch it in your hands. It's attempting just to crush you bodily under its weight. You'll take 2 points of damage from the strain, but your armor holds up very well, protecting you from the majority of its damage.
Okay.
You have a mech in hand. What would you like to do with it?
I'd like to punch it if I can.
I believe that is absolutely fine.
You've come to the right place.
Does an 11 hit?
I think because you've literally got hold of it. We'll have a moment as you manage to shift yourself and you've managed to effectively grab this thing's leg and with a very solid wrench tear it from its coupling. The mech appears to have taken critical damage. Would you like a cool finishing move to take the mech down?
I think that with a scream, or with like an inhuman guttural, she just kind of punches it, and then punches it, and then punches it, and keeps going and going and going, leaving it a mangled mess.
Hey, we do need to retrieve. I was gonna get.
Okay.
What?
Perhaps inject a little bit of variety into your form of attacks. Maybe next time you want to punch it.
What?
It was an attempt at a joke. I apologize.
It's not gonna like harm you anymore. Like Gordian tries to place a hand on your shoulder, but because you know your metallic gauntlets are probably superheated, she reads that like there's heat damage coming off, trying to touch your arm because it's super heated. I'm just gonna let you cool off.
I like to imagine that the hydraulics, like she had to stop punching because the hydraulics overheated, and like there's steam coming off with a hiss from the fists.
Love it.
You're fucking terrifying.
Thank you.
Very effective. The mech appears to have almost disintegrated somewhat under the onslaught, but partly because it wasn't entirely here. There's certainly a core to it which looks ancient and pitted, nowhere near as sort of beautiful and pristine as it looked as it was raining lasery death down upon you. Do you want to have a attempt to maybe loot something from it?
Yeah, we're gonna go in with that toolbox I bought. Hopefully to kind of lower the DC in terms of being able to take it apart.
Yeah, go on. That's whatever you think's relative, either agility or presence. I think seems.
Yeah, it seems that presence is the int role in this game.
I think so. Yeah.
But 9.
Okay. You extract what you think is probably a small secondary power core from this thing, and what we'll like to do is we'll effectively to allow you to add a launcher to your drone to increase its attack to be able to fire at range. This presumably takes a little bit of time. You can also have a little sniff around. You will find some vague remnants of some of the other people who fell here, and I think there's not really a lot there. It turns out anything that was caught in that cannon blast kind of ceased to exist. But you will find a scattered pack to one side, which does contain one medical kit with 2 uses, and probably some bland animus as some leftover rations.
Note that because we are currently not in danger, we are able to make a catch your breath roll, which is in the little character sheet, to recover 1d4 health. I will regain the 1 lost HP I got from being shot.
The slight bullet graze.
I got the 2.
Excellent.
Hey.
Just say something if you need some more. I'm always willing to use some of the more experimental things that I've been able to come up with, or just, you know, a kit if you're feeling boring.
Last time you did that, I got a rash.
But you regrew the pinky.
That's fair.
So I'm thinking this might be a good break point if people want to drink and a bathroom.
You are spot on the time. Wow, look at you. Okay.
Yeah, learning this stuff now. We got this.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna go take a 5-minute break, everybody. We're gonna go and refresh ourselves. Like our characters, everybody gets to go take a short rest and recover 1d4 HP in real life, because that's how that works. And we'll see you all in 5. Be right back. Okay, we are back with more Under a Caged Star Stellar Ascent. We have avoided being hit with the largest laser I have ever seen in a tabletop RPG. And in fact, after kind of like taking that time to sit down and make those adjustments, Gordian, the very little of Gordian is actually like exposed flesh, although, because even though their lower jaw is a human's lower jaw, it is entirely like metal plated. Like how you can cast something in metal. So you wonder if Gordian, how human Gordian is, but is kind of sitting, hands like behind their backs, legs splayed out. We only just started, and we already feel like we just escaped with our lives barely.
Oh, I don't know about that. We've lots left to learn. We've lots left to scram up. It'll be good.
I feel fine.
Don't get me wrong, I want to leave with a fuck ton of treasure and leave like a rich cube and torso, but shit, I hope whatever we encounter next is less likely to throw gigantic lasers. And there's a glance down at the kind of like platform we're standing on. So how does this connect to the rest of the thing? Are we like we're within the central column of the excuse me.
Yeah, I think what this would probably be actually, just for given the size of it, it'll probably be one of the main support struts that you have to walk past in order to get towards the actual main entrance, which you've seen hab domes and the like. It's basically got that sort of very high-end Chrono Trigger futuresque pre-Lavos sort of look to it. And there'll be a large sort of set of double doors which actually look like they've opened with the destruction of the defense mech.
And they rolled out the welcome mat for us and everything.
Very convenient of them.
Right. Well, the prognosticator has been retuned, tapping the side of the cube. Thanks to this thing, I can actually have something that approximates a gun, which is a fuck sight better than nothing. So, hey, we ready?
Always do.
Hell yeah.
At your comment, I think Krath is gonna give you some side eye as she like reaches back at her very big gun that is very precious to her.
Hey, you got enough gun for the both of us, baby.
Okay. As you find yourself heading towards the extremely expansive entrance to this huge edifice, and stepping through the double doors, there's a very sudden change of scene.
Ooh.
The interior of the Ascent is quite unlike anything you've ever encountered. Beautiful carvings adorn the walls of this grand hall, illuminated by great lights of glass bathing the entire area in a luminous glow. A strange fluffy sensation is felt underfoot. Could this be the fabled carpet of legends? The grand foyer stands before you, with the huge double doors leading to the elevator unit itself quite apparent. However, one thing suddenly becomes quite clear to you as you glance around. But what just happened to the door you entered by?
There's a turn back and a kind of rap with the back of the hand against a featureless wall.
I think the entirety of this grand foyer, with a pair of double doors at the bottom which lead your way through to the actual elevator itself. There's vid screens everywhere. And I think Gordian, having picked up on it, the data overlay here, everything is so much stronger. The colours are brighter, the air's cleaner. There's this weird carpet stuff which for some reason you're not traipsing muck onto.
Why is it so clean?
Well,
You see,
go ahead.
the old world was a very, very refined place, and so, it's just what you get when you don't want to be a part of the riffraff, as it were.
Oh my
It's just
god.
clean.
Does this mean that we're gonna get the champagne now? Already? Fuck me.
Possible. I mean, if we're able to actually access the elevator, maybe there's sort of in-trip refreshments.
as we're just kind of, babbling, do we notice that there's just a person in this room?
Yeah, so as you allow yourself to have a little walk around the foyer, one of the larger screens will flicker into light, and I saw a very CG generated image of a sort of white-haired human appears in front of you wearing clothing that looks exceedingly archaic, even by Cuthbert's standards. The entity introduced itself, saying, "Greetings and welcome to the Black Steel Incorporated Hyperspace Elevator, the Saviour's Rise. I am the curator, here to guide you on your visit."
Pardon me, did you say a hyperspace elevator?
Correct, yes. It is it was the pinnacle of the company's design, capable of taking the directorship to the highest points to overlook this orb.
That would mean it's not physical elevator. I thought, what makes it a hyperspace elevator? I mean, I've heard of standard space elevator. Well, I say standard. They were standard sort of thing. But what's the difference here?
The curator looks like it's processing for a second. Yeah, well, that's it. It is very fast.
Oh. Well then.
Oh, fast.
Very fast. That's the curator.
Can you show us?
Certainly, the curator say. The elevator is currently preparing for launch. Please take some time to enjoy the comforts of the Black Steel Incorporated leisure until it is prepared.
Hey, yo, you've got any champagne?
Processing. Certainly. You'll find the synthesizers towards the south wing of the foyer.
Fuck yeah!
Actual fucking, like, functional synth. Oh, yes.
Gordian claps a hand on Krath's back. We're riding in style and we're getting turned on the way up. Hell yeah.
Wait, what is a synthesizer?
There are these things that the ancients used to produce food from basically nothing. I know there was some sort of deep magic to it, like the source of material had to come from somewhere, but that's not something we need to worry about, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes the champagne.
Apparently.
I mean, among other things, yes.
Yeah.
You'll find, as directed by the curator, several things that we'll just say they look like vending machines or replicators from Star Trek. We're all traversing up to see what they. We'll have images of food and drink on easily depressed buttons, which do, well, assuming any characters wanting to try, do in fact work.
Oh yeah. The Gordian is very invested, despite having no mouth with which to drink the champagne. Is very invested in the fact that this is something that they can now obtain.
Yeah, Krath wants to try it. She's afraid of the pain. So she wants to try it.
I figured that would be the thing that you'd find thrilling about it.
That's just not her kink.
Well, I mean, she wants to take part in the champ part of it.
Right.
Yeah, definitely that. But the pain, she gets enough of that in the fistfights.
So yeah, we head over to, I think immediately Gordian is like, right, so there's a bit of old world tech that I do understand, and most of this operates on credits, and pulls out a cred stick. I know that in mechanical terms I'm out of money, but I produce a narrative credit.
Okay. No, it appears that these machines are set up not to take funds and will just produce what you want. However, I think Gordian's probably going to notice I mean, it tastes of like. Presumably, there is things that scavengers on this world who basically live off animus and things that have devolved from I say human cows. Then cows and that sort of thing. Food types that you've never come across before. And like the sheer like range of flavors, but there's this nagging thing in the back of your mind that it's not really actually filling you up. It's not. It's a bit fake. It's not really there.
I think that does happen, but the Gordian synthesizes the champagne, leans over the champagne like they're taking an intake of breath. And like nods sagely in an yes, I understand everything now, and as cool as you like passes it to Cuthbert.
And Cuthbert will take a couple of sips of it and be like, yes, truly refined.
Yeah, it's good. yeah, it's the most delicious thing I've ever had. Immediately giving away
light.
that
Krath will taste it.
You've probably had, excuse me, there's probably the equivalent of synthesized alcohol that humanity's been fermenting things forever. This, however, tastes nice.
This is fine.
Well then, let me try something for. I might have something a little more flavorful that I might be able to throw together. That's this thing that we used to call when I was at well, not college, but yeah, we called it college. I called jungle juice, and he just starts like hitting every button he possibly can, and basically just trying to create this massive mixed drink that is just. It's not good, but it's full of flavor.
I also played Ring of Fire in university, yes.
It's all fun and games until someone reaches for the eggs.
Oh god.
Fun times. So further looking around this foyer, there appear to be quite a lot of vid screens. There appears to be extolling the virtues of this company, which, from what you can say, it seems to be a bit of a... Well, I think, looking at the history, it appears to be glossing over the fact it was probably an arms dealer, given the way it's sort of talking. Though it does seem to be more focused on its focus on development of the betterment of humanity and the development of AI. True AI, I think it will call it.
Which is...
This is boring.
I guess not a concept that we know of?
Gordian will know of have heard tales that the primal AI, which were the basis for a lot of the data slates, but generally aren't here anymore, or at least there's probably rumours and what's it's about them of cruel, uncaring gods, but generally they're definitely talked of in the past tense rather than.
Well, man, that gives pretty good odds of being able to get some new slates then while we're here. As well, as long as I hear that AI can be pretty chatty, and I've been enjoying being able to work these things without them needing to chat back to me very much. So.
Really? You'd think that having something with a little more insight would be able to give you I don't know, more to work with.
Do you know how difficult it is to even think about how to run these things dynamically during a firefight? If they were also talking to me while I was doing that, that would just be...
Well, I mean, maybe, but perhaps if it were a little bit smarter, it might be able to... well, I mean, I'm not... This isn't my specialty area, but sort of run itself? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little. I don't know how I feel about it being able to go and run its processes without my express permission or say-so. Gordian looks at the camera. Anyway, sweeping the wall break aside, turns back to the curator rather. So, how long are we kicking it here for?
The elevator will be prepared in estimated 20 minutes. Final preparations are just underway. Please feel free to make the most of the luxury provided here, or if you have any questions that I can assist with, I'll be happy to provide you with that.
Yeah, you said.
I think Krath is gonna take a nap.
Perfect. I think Gordian was looking to Krath and Cuthbert to be kind of like, hey, maybe we should like rob the place before we go, and then sees that Krath is already fully zonked out on one of these like egg like armchairs that we can see in the picture.
It's like when you get a baby in a car and the movement just makes them fall asleep
That's
immediately.
just me in the car. I will also pass out on a long car journey. It's a good thing I don't drive. Hey, Cuthbert, we should probably like rob the place before we go, right?
Oh, well, most certainly. Although I don't know. Perhaps we might be able to maybe it doesn't even count as robbing it. You know, the place seems to be absolutely full of anything you could possibly want. Certainly luxuries.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that, but I mean, maybe they already have data slates just like as a casual thing that people had, like books or some
That's exactly
shit.
what I'm thinking of. Yes.
All right, let's go looking then.
All right. Well, let's go.
Love to make a quick roll of some kind to case the joint.
Roll me a d20 each, and we'll see what interesting things you can find.
Flat. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A 2.
Ooh.
Let's see. Boop.
A 5.
Excellent. So it's less there's things to find here, more there's just generally quite a lot to distract you. I think with the two, there's you'll probably find yourself drawn to one of the vid screens as you're wandering around, which appear to show scenes of the world before the star was caged. The sky is blue. The city's prosperous. Numbers of people that you'd never imagine. And general sort of think your nice touristy information videos about things that just haven't existed for centuries, if maybe millennia.
Come to Avalon's Forge, a delightful place to visit. Sun, sea, and surprises at Fathom's Edge. Come today.
Exactly that. And again, everything does seem very perfect, but I think actually let's have Gordian make a presence check.
Aww.
Let's see how self-aware Gordian's currently being.
No.
No, it's fine. Everything's just very nice. Though, so having a look around, you will note that the curator appears to be sort of paying attention to you as you're sort of wandering around and looking for things. I don't know if Cuthbert's got quite somewhat, these 5 obsessed by one of the lamps, which appears to have a weird switch to turn it on and off rather than just a thing like responding to claps or something.
Well, I know there was something I was going to ask the AI at some point, so maybe this would be a good idea to kind of get him stuck in. Just how? Because you say that the elevator is being prepared, but by what? By whom? What's actually going on there?
Automated systems. The elevator hasn't been in operation for time period exceeded, and currently needed to be called down from the pinnacle of Saviour's Rise.
Oh, well then, can you sort of walk me through these? It's fascinating to just how How were you able to gather so much material of such high quality? Must have taken years, decades, perhaps. And I'm not going to make you go through the entire description. But
No, no.
He sort of starts spinning into just ultimately pointless questions.
Oh, that's fair. I think you'll probably get a video on the construction of Saviour's Rise and lots of things around the visionary director who created it, and to design his palace in the sky. And his development towards that and the furtherment of humanity.
Love that if he specifically described it as a palace in the sky. Wait, wandering back through. So this isn't... Is this specifically going to the moon?
No, the apex of Saviour's Rise, rise in distance from surface of world, in high orbit, geostationary.
Shit. Okay.
The moon is much further of distance from the surface.
It's weirdly enough, you can tell that Gordian looks a little disappointed that we're not going to the moon.
Next adventure, Gordian, I promise. Next adventure.
All right. Well, looking at the past kind of makes me feel a little bit envious. These don't look like people that needed to go and fight. Part machine, part meat, like impossible beings on a sea platform. You know what I mean?
Quite. Well, maybe this will give you a bit of more of an appreciation for why I'm so fascinated by what people used to be able to live like.
Oh no, I get it. I just feel miserable thinking about it for too long.
I suppose that's fair.
I think that's probably a good cue for there to be a hiss and a quite cheerful bing noise. And the curator will announce that the elevator is ready for boarding.
Oh boy. I guess this is it. There's a brief, like, flash of common sense, maybe, in Gordian, looking at the number of people who just didn't make it, and being like, well, at least one of them had to be more competent than the giant robot. Even if they didn't fight it directly, they must have, like, slipped through. And then was like, nah, we're just better than them. It's fine. Nobody got this far. Nobody got this far.
I like it.
Oh, hey, one last thing, Curator. Is there sort of any etiquette we should be aware of before we head up? Because I imagine that, we're going towards where the best and the brightest were taken from our planet and sent up to, so it's a specific greeting, something we should be aware of.
The curator flickers and smiles, and will explain that we'll be able to give you a full breakdown and a bit of the later history of this installation on the way up.
Excellent. Well then, onward and upward.
Krath will wake up at the commotion, see them moving over towards the open elevator, and follow with a grunt.
Okay. Let's have a little change of music, because we've had this one in the background for a while. Let's go for that one, I think. I like a bit of that.
Ooh, a little bit of mystery.
Ooh.
So, not actually going to the moon, but it looks good in the background. Thank you, Nathan, for that adjust. You enter the elevator, and the curator appears on a view screen to your side. As much I'm quite tempted to do the red off, you'll find there are no exits. In the likely event of a crash, death is certain. But we won't do that. And there's a sudden feel. Find there's comfortable seats and replicators around you, and a large sort of view screen that allows you to see out as the elevator begins its ascent. As the great elevator ascends, the world begins to splay out before you. The view is truly breathtaking. The shattered world before you, holding a strange beauty in its immensity, with this giant grey marble below you as you start ascending into the heavens. The strange digital effects that Gordian's been noting as odd about this appear to have intensified as you accelerate away. You almost see overlaid of your world images of the world, how it once was, flickers and visions of the past, the lights of great cities, fleets of ships in the heavens. And the curator will begin to speak. Telling of how the I'll just say corporation was a pinnacle and an apex to push humanity's ascent to the heavens. However, the vision of the director did not carry over to those of his children, and the research that it truly focused on, that of AI, was pushed more towards that of prolonging life for just the inherent purpose of surviving forever. The curator sounds somewhat sad, just commenting that the final son of the director, who was the sole heir of the company, took Saviour's Rise as his final home, and we'll probably have like some flashes of you all as you sort of see various corporation types, images of stocks descending, and then finally like the world descending into one of the presumably many wars that racked it over the years, and this blue field locking off what became known as Martyr's Ascent from the rest of the world for millennia. And the ascent continues. I'll give you a moment to chat and reflect before we change scene.
So they just waited until the world got worse and then fucked off.
I think that's kind of shaking for Cuthbert. So he's not sad, not angry, but just having some realizations. And it's a little bit not speechless, because this is a man who is never truly speechless, but it's always painful to meet your heroes, isn't it?
I mean, hey, they managed to find a way off this shithole. If I knew how to do that back in the day, maybe I would too. But I know. Yeah. I wonder if shit, that barrier must have been really something for it to have held up for literally thousands of years and nobody was able to get inside. And clearly none of them came back.
I mean, would you want to?
I guess that means they really did find paradise up there.
The curator will speak somewhat unbidden and state the after the death of the director, vision was lost. The final act were to seal off this space elevator in a pointless attempt to prolong and delay the inevitable. This area is somewhat in the real world and digital space and has been a prison for a very long time.
This is, I guess, especially for us, considering our knowledge of incredibly smart AI is quite limited, surprisingly emotive for a a digital being, and I think Gordian kind of like picks up on that. So, how long have you been waiting here? Did they just? Is that how it works for you? You just remained aware for 2,000 years?
Longer, it says. You will be correct in your assessment. It will become more clear when you meet the final director. I hope your debates will be fruitful.
Gordian head tilts at the word debates, but does not invite them to explore that word. Yeah. I mean, shit. At this point, I hope we don't leave empty-handed.
I think at that point it might be quite fitting for the elevator begins to slow. The world looks tiny below you, and then it stops. Once again, there'll be that very cheerful beep, accompanied with the sounds of the door opening. The smell of this ancient room assaults your senses. Dry meat and ozone fills the rancid, stale air. The room is a myriad mass of tangled wires, archaic machines, all designed with the unified purpose of granting eternal life to the scab-red, skinless human mass in its centre. The very air itself seems to squirm with crystallised insanity as the final sun begins to stir, drawn by the scent of the new flesh that's entered its presence. The curator speaks. Behold the final remnants of the last child of the greatest family is Earth. His final wish granted, he'll look down for all eternity over the planet he despised, and those who behold him will look upon him in fear and despair.
So this is what it all came down. Not safety, just life.
Hey. Man, this ain't worth no fucking champagne. Gordian, like... Gordian's head steps off the body, and multiple arms, bladed, emerge from it. While... oh yeah. It's autonomous. It can move separately to me. While Gordian's like hands fold inwards and then fold back out as like an array of razor sharp claws.
Nice.
I ain't as strong as the two of you, but I'm gonna cut this fucking thing to shreds and take everything it has.
You do that, friend.
I think at that point we'll have some initiative rolls.
Archaic flesh stitcher. Love to have that. Love that. Agility.
I need to add you all, sorry.
7. I mean, it's better than the one I rolled before. I'm still going lost though.
So 14, 15, and 7.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna wiggle the camera so we can also be.
I still cannot move my own.
These are
token.
new tokens, so let me.
This will be probably a bit of a more of a static fight, if that makes.
Oh, okay.
I think I might just do this one like a old school JRPG fight, but feel free to be as dynamic as you want.
Swell.
A little bit of narrative description.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
All right, that seems good. I can retint the background. You good?
Okay. And I need to add those 3. Whee, there we go. Oh, Roll20 are such a pain in the neck. The fact I have to drag them down to add the turns because the blooming menu goes all the way up.
One thing that I've never had to interact with in Roll20, but I know is apparently a massive pain in the ass, is the initiative tracker.
Yep, no. The big one is if you use the same token repeatedly, it goes and hides them. Delete it off, it completely removes them from the initiative. So. Okay. So one of the the archaic flesh stitcher appears to be maintaining the final sun and has no actions to take. So we shall move on to Cuthbert. This mass room stands before you.
You know, I think that given what the AI, the curator mentioned about, debate, Cuthbert might take that fairly seriously. And so he'll just kind of stand resolutely and say something to the effect of, seriously, infinite life, that's not what the purpose of it all is. We are supposed to push ourselves forward and bring others up as well, and raise future generations. Like that's what the whole. If you just stay one person the entire time, then it's not forward movements. That's stagnation.
He doesn't really seem to be bothered by that.
Oh, you can't blame me for that, can you?
So it doesn't.
Right, well.
Does it even physically acknowledge that we are present?
It appears to be moving towards you. In a fitting actually bigger than a regular human. It's probably standing about 8 or 9 feet tall. Various amounts of enhanced flesh, just held together by all these pieces. For players' reference, the parts I have flagged have individual hit point totals that are all individually targetable.
That flesh stitcher is a machine, yeah?
Correct, yes.
Bet. Are you doing anything else with your turn, Cuthbert?
I think he'll turn to you and say, "You've got a better idea of how these things work than I do, certainly. But what sort of part should we be aiming for? I can deal with the meat well enough, but mechanics are beyond me."
Hey, leave that shit to me. I got it.
Very well. Once more, a little bit of violence. Never hurt anything, I suppose. He just kind of sadly pulls that kind of gleaming phase pistol and vibro sword out of his coat and I guess starts moving forward. I don't think he wants to take the first shot. I think he still kind of holds some sort of hope in his heart that maybe this might still go another way.
Very fair. Does Kraith have similar restrictions put on herself for this particular encounter?
Oh, no. Krath is going to pull out her gun and shoot.
Okay. What would you like to target?
That arm of violence looks like a great thing to shoot and hopefully prevent from using its violence.
What, you don't want to hug?
Oh, no.
Did you say that you had another omen? Because you don't want to break that fucking weapon.
Yeah, let's instead use my omen and reroll that. Okay. You know what? That's better than a fumble.
It is. You'll fire a blast off. There's almost a moment where you feel like something might have jammed, and you smashing your hand against it to knock out the ruined shell before it does something truly horrific to your favourite gun.
Son of a bitch, Frank!
You need to have a good talk to Frank. The withered mind of the final son begins to gibber and chatter in a there's no real language to it, but it grates in the data sphere that you're currently in, almost poisoning the very air itself. I would like everybody to make a presence check, please. DC DR12, as it is an attack.
Not my strongest suit.
Samesies.
But I made it!
Three. Ooh.
I am going to use my single omen to reroll that. It's
Ooh.
not a fumble.
No, that's good. No, I think just waiting for...
sorry. I had to resolve a separate thing. Presents, please. A real number.
Excellent. Both where are we? Both Cuthbert and both Gordian and Graf managed to grit their teeth against it, but possibly because it's of the two waste of this thing, the mnemonic poison in the air seems to get to Cuthbert, who will take 1 point of damage, which will ignore any reductions. It will go through armor.
Delightful.
And then we'll move on to Gordian.
Right. As said, Gordian's head is separated from her body. And she is going to essentially kind of move her focus to the drone and walk it, around the walls, around the space to try and get behind the archaic flesh stitcher.
Okay, that is successful. It skitters amongst the ruinous pipework and dry walls of this place. Do you wish to do anything once it's in position?
It is going to attach the light anti-personnel mine to the archaic flesh stitcher.
I think we'll have it detonating on its next turn, perhaps.
Oh yeah. It pops later. This is the trap card I am placing face down for the future.
I like it. The entity stomps forward. It will reach its arm out towards. Let's go for. It's probably near the front.
Not to put Cuthbert in the line of fire, but I did say that he stepped forward.
He did. Let's go for Cuthbert then. That seems fitting, as you're willing to volunteer. And with alarming speed, its arm shoots out, trying to grab you. We'll give you an agility check. I think is for that. Ooh, you quite nimbly dodge out the way as it attempts to grab you by the throat, but you manage to step back and it swipes through, simply missing. Those will move back up towards the top. The archaic flesh stitcher, somewhat sensing that there is an entity around it, will wrench round and mechanically attempt to bash the drone against the wall. So probably an agility check from the drone, or maybe a presence check if you want to trust your abilities to pilot it.
Yeah, we'll presence it out of the way. No!
Ooh. Does the drone have much by way of defense?
It has. Actually, I love that it's both healthier and stronger than me. It's D4 armor and 8 HP.
Ooh, very nice. We'll go for a roll of a D8 then, from my side. If you want to roll your armor.
Yeah. It takes it takes 1 point of damage.
It does indeed. As it patched in, and that'll be the that's turn. So we then move down back to Cuthbert again.
So, okay, we are at this point fairly close to the Withered Mind and the Arm of Violence. And he just took that swipe from the Arm of Violence, I believe. So we'll go ahead and. You know what? We're up close and personal. Let's be old school about it. He will swing with the vibro sword, just to make it personal. Not that he's going to do very much because he can't hit the damn thing apparently.
In fact, it probably connects, but the sheer leathery mass of this thing, preserved by millennia of various stasis fluids and the like, make it exceedingly hard to damage.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to Graf.
Yes, so she will shoot again at the Arm of Violence, being most concerned about that.
The dice rolls are being gits today.
Yeah.
You've
Damage
done
would've been great.
multiple max damage rolls and they've not hit. I'm so
I
sad.
know. It's so infuriating.
It's the worst thing about Borg systems. So again, this large shot, this fires off again, but will embed in the flesh and not seem to do any damage. Again, the withered mind gibbers, sending more poisonous words into your mind. So we'll have those presence checks again, please.
Of course.
Are you sure you don't want a toughness check?
I'll give it. Maybe next time. It would have been a toughness check if it had throttled you on good news.
That's fair. That's fair.
So Gordian will resist this, but that'll be 1 point of damage to Krath and Uthbert as this horrible magnetic mind effect rains down on you.
How much damage was that again?
Just the one, but it does bypass all armors. Then we go back round to Gordian.
So the drone moves away from the archaic flesh stitcher. The body of Gordian pulls out the data slate that they normally use again, and we see like the connection now, because we're in this space that is both digital and physical at the same time. These kind of like wires that emerge of light that go directly to the withered mind, and Gordian says, "Daydream for me."
Okay, I like that.
Oh fuck. It's not a fumble, so I'm not about to go and have some nightmares or feedback, but that does use up a slot.
No, I think this. I think normally our data do fire on it, but this does have some levels of resistance, being some horrific mad entity. It appears to us distract it a little bit, but it appears to be just generally tanking everything that's being thrown at it currently.
And while it's more concerned about that, the anti-personnel mine goes off.
I believe that does D8 damage, and I think I'll let you roll with advantage on that because you've got it into a good position and it's locked in.
It's like 2d8, keep one, right? I mean, they were both 6, so it doesn't matter, but take 6 damage, idiot.
Okay. There's a loud bang. And some bits of shrapnel fly across the room. So it does quite significant damage to the flesh stitcher, which doesn't have much to do because you've not managed to murder it yet. So,
hey, I'd rather it not get to do any healing at all, right?
No, I agree. Let's take a lunge for Gordian with the Arm of Violence this turn. I feel that feels.
Okay, I will make a agility check to get out of the way. Goodbye. I say for myself as I perish immediately.
So Gordian, this thing locks around what passes as a throat for Gordian, and begins to crush. No damage yet. However, you are very much pinned in place by this thing as it is bringing its full brute force. The sound of metal pinging and bones starting to creak.
The drone on its like little spidery legs hops angrily at the fact that its host body is being damaged.
Okay. The flesh stitcher will skip its turn because it doesn't have anything to do on its coding that I've got, so we'll move straight back round to Cuthbert.
I think Cuthbert is absolutely just now dedicatedly hacking at this arm of violence, trying to free Gordian from it.
Okay. It will be currently easier to hit due to Gordian's, well, it being sort of more
I'm
fixed in place.
tanking now. Teehee.
Excellent. That will connect quite effectively.
It's something.
And then we shall move straight on to Greth.
Yes. She's gonna try shooting one more time before she gets too pissed to use Frank. Doesn't 11 do it?
I think it will. Were you armed with the arm or the...
Yeah, the arm. It was the arm.
Okay, that is a cracking amount of damage to it. And it is... you'll feel the grip loosen slightly, which is probably going to be good for you in a moment, Gordian.
Well.
However, the Withered Mind will scream somewhat. And...
Oh.
sort of assails your ears, which will be a toughness check, I think.
Pain. Actually, this is a flat 0. That's not too bad. 7 isn't enough, though.
Could be worse. Let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is. I can, in fact.
Oh!
I cannot, however.
So that'll be a point of damage to everybody who has failed the DC 12 check.
Got it.
Now, Gordian, you have an arm of violence which is attached around your neck, although it appears to be quite damaged now.
Yeah, okay. The drone separately to the body goes and emerges 2 circular saw drills, and they start trying to saw through the arm.
Okay. This would be quite
which is
low
just a
DC,
flat
because the arm's
D20.
fixed.
I have no glitches to re-roll that. I guess that means the thing gets fucked, but
Yeah, I think unfortunately the drone, in its attempts to free its master, managed to get almost caught up in the flesh of this thing, and its bits gummed, and it sort of dangles somewhat uselessly from the arm of violence. Then we should move to Gordian's turn, and I would like a toughness check from Gordian.
yeah, I don't think the I guess because of the way I'm pinned, do I still have access to my arms as my body?
Yes, it sort of got you by its huge hand, by it sort of round your throat and upper chest.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you'll allow me to make an attack separately to my drone,
go on,
I'm gonna use my
dramatic.
claws to specifically try and claw at the side of the flesh that's kind of grabbing to make it let go. It's a strength roll for melee rolls, and it's a -1. But hey, we try.
You take 100, or you lose 100% of the chances you don't take.
Hey, that's still pretty fucking good.
There will be a sickening ripping noise as you tear the arm, from the hand from this, and it falls twitching to the ground, having taken lethal damage effectively. However, we shall then move up to the archaic Flesh Stitcher, which, in a fit of animation, will suddenly move forward and effectively high-speed 3D print a repair onto the arm of violence, which will recover it some health. And it appears operational once again.
Gross.
And we'll move back to Cuthbert.
I've already weakened it. Maybe you can take the arm the rest of the way? Just anything. Throw anything at it.
In looking around, does it look like there's any sort of nutrient network or tube that's being fed to this guy?
Probably many, I suspect. It'll be trailing them behind it, and the flesh stitches and the like.
Gonna poison the well,
I think
huh?
I can see where this is going, but yes, I believe you can probably have a go at that if you want.
Okay. The reason I asked that is I haven't brought up what my particular class does yet, but I am a Medicae, which means I'm carrying a variety of various concoctions and things, and I have a bit of sun-spoiled animus that I would like to introduce to this thing's nutrients if I could.
Yeah, I think that's doable. What sort of roll would you like to make for this?
Um,
I think it'd be probably relatively easy to do, given the fact it does appear quite focused on Gordian.
Yeah.
I suspect very soon on Craft.
I suppose this would be like an agility thing of trying to like move and do it quickly before it can realize what I'm doing.
Okay.
What's your agility at?
It's a 0.
Okay, what I'm going to
could
go
be
and do,
worse.
it's an ability that I've had this entire time and forgot that I had access to. Twice per day, you can assist another creature of your choice. The next check they make is the DR decreased by 4. And this is something that Gordian would understand of kind of like machine, organic kind of connection stuff. And it's like the, fuck me, the supply speed of the different pipes runs at different speeds. That one, I think, is going to circulate around its body the fastest.
Excellent, thank you. Krath, can you continue to hack at this? I'm going to try to make our jobs a little bit easier, if you know what I mean. You've had a bad night before? Well, I'm about to give this one a bad day. And he'll kind of do the most elderly tuck and roll to try to get to this.
It's just that it's a regular tuck and roll animation, but at like 1/3 speed.
Dark Souls fat roll sort of.
Yes. Absolutely.
And we put it in what?
Is that a real number? It's lowered by 4, but I don't know if that would be enough to do it.
Honestly, because it is distracted, I was running a 10 with that.
Oh, thank goodness.
That will succeed, and you may introduce your sun-spoiled animus to the various nutrients being fed into this walking piece of jerky.
To remind you of what this does, it specifically is written out as not as nourishing when expired. Induces vomiting for D4 hours with a D14 toughness test to be able to function normally.
Ooh,
Amazing.
I love that.
I will highlight, or at least one of my veils is a detailed description of vomiting. So we'll dance around that a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can, like, this is kind of it has no mouth and it can't scream, but it's definitely gonna wreck it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horses can't be sick. Don't ask.
Rodents can't throw up.
I think that will affect the withered mind when it gets around to its turn. So that will be Krath's turn.
Yes, and she actually got to hit it last time, so she's not throwing Frank away. She is going to shoot again.
Targeting what thing?
The arm is still functioning or no?
It is refunctioning after the flesh stitcher repaired it.
Oh, shoot. Okay, then she's gonna aim at the flesh stitcher. She's sick of that nonsense.
Oh my god. But that's not why -3?
Because because I have -3 to presence.
Gotcha. But because you still rolled a 2, that's not a fumble, so the gun does not break. Important thing.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
The shot will pink off into the distance. Unfortunately, missing the archaic flesh stitcher. The withered mind appears to be struggling now due to this. There's probably a momentary pause as the various horrible sun-spoiled animus makes its way into the system, and it will start leaking an oily substance from its eyes, and appears to take some damage and be unable to use its sweep. Would you roll me? I think we'll go for a D6, Cuthbert.
D6? Okay.
Ooh,
Very
get
nice.
fucked.
I'll take it.
Yeah. It staggers slightly as this makes its way through its system, doing it some damage that the archaic flesh stitcher is going to be unable to fix, I think. So moving faster around to Gordian.
the reunited now, the body and the cube drone point at the flesh stitcher. It took a significant amount of damage, but it isn't fully broken. There's a big, like, that kind of passive whine of something charging up as I will expend the power core to do the ranged attack.
Okay.
Which is presence to aim, so good. Yes.
That will succeed.
Oh yeah.
How much damage is this impromptu gun?
Let's have a think. It's a one-shot one. I'll go for D4 plus 1.
Love that for me. 1d4 plus 1. I will take 3 damage.
No, you'll give 3 damage.
True. That's also.
The pop goes through. Looks like something actually quite vital on the flesh stitcher. Liquid leaks from some sort of ancient hydraulic fluid as it sags somewhat and appears out of commission.
We're pushing ahead on this thing. Can we get a switch up in the vibes of the we're closer to winning than to immediately die?
I think so. Let's go for that one. We all like a bit of Star Renegades. Yeah, that'll do. However, not to be too thin, the final sun seems to roar somewhat, splattering this black liquid as it does so, and it will bring the arm of violence down in 2 strikes, one targeting Krath, the other targeting the Cuthbert. Can attempt to agility this to get out of the way of it. It will put dents in the deck as it does so.
Oh.
And one from Grath as well, please.
Yep, you got it.
Oh.
No, you don't.
Okay, it will require armor checks from both of you as it will do some damages.
Wah. 3.
Give me just a moment to.
Hey, reducing damage by 3 is that's good. That's good.
The armor has come in very clutch this game, and in almost perfect calculations based on what I've been rolling as well. So, again, your armor completely soaks the roll Krath from the slam. Cuthbert, you take a little bit and take 1 point of damage. It's been a very chip damage boss fight.
Yeah, those are the scary ones. I've fought Jinteki in that runner before.
Yeah, chipping away.
And then we'll move back to Cuthbert.
Oh, all right. That being done, let's see. I'm gonna head back over to Gordian, and because you've taken a fair amount of damage at this point.
I'm actually not too bad.
No?
I managed to get the hand off me before it started actively crushing me, so I've only taken a point of damage.
Okay, well then nix that, and since I'm kind of up close and personal with it still anyway, I'll go ahead and try and jam the vibro sword into it once more.
Ooh, and I think this time what I'm gonna go and do and use my second charge of encyclopedic knowledge. Again, data kind of emerges from the drone and almost gives you like a augmented reality heads-up display, helping you target its weak points.
Ooh.
And take the DR of this check is reduced by 4.
That'd be DR8.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this then.
Yeah!
It gets in a little bit.
Do you have any glitches left?
I do not. No,
Okay.
I only had the one. I wish.
Has done damage to the armor violence, but it is still hanging on possibly by a thread at this point. So we'll then move back to Krath.
Yep. She is just over Frank. She's gonna just throw Frank to the side. And then, if possible, run up and punch the Flesh Stitcher if it still can be punched.
The Flesh Stitcher is now out of action.
It is. It is. Okay. Okay. All right. I had missed that. All right. Great. Then, what can be punched?
The Arm of Violence or the Withered Mind are
all right.
targets.
Okay, then. The Arm of Violence it is. And with a punch, she goes. Or doesn't. Either way, I'm not mad. Not at all.
We're going to move to a different system next time we play. I think Mork Borg's decided it hates you. The
Cyborg got on with you very well. The librarian did absolute work.
She did.
Oh dear. I can only apologise for Roll20 being a bit of a bitch. The Withered Mind, feeling the pain of the corrupted animus coursing through it. We'll have another d6 damage if you want, please, Cuthbert, I think.
Ooh, absolutely. There you go.
Start to stack up. Almost as though the barriers are coming down slightly. The final sun will plunge the entire area into the almost the depths of its withered psyche, as you feel the insanity of a creature that's been is that it's just been locked, completely sensory deprived for a time that means so little and no thought of it ever ending, and it puts an extreme existential crush onto all three of you. And we shall have another presence check, please.
Okay.
Fine.
14. Hey, we did all right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody who passed can take 1 point of damage.
I see.
And Cuthbert can take 2.
Womp womp.
This is a very Delta Green. Oh, you noticed the thing. Too bad, idiot. Take damage.
Exactly that. I'm moving to Gordian.
So Gordian prepares to try and cast the Creeper virus on the Withered Mind, and then notices that Krath discarded Frank.
Ooh.
And struggles because this thing is heavy, but braces herself in this mechanical meat floor to try and prop themselves up. And hey, guns are a presence check, yeah?
I believe so. I think we can have that. Yeah.
Die.
Going for the headshot.
Oh yeah, no, we are absolutely shooting the Withered Mind. I think I like, instead of like he still gives the command that he would have cast with Creeper, Writhe. How much damage does the gun do, Krath?
The gun does D8.
Okay. I mean, I hit it.
Oh, we're going for a dramatic headshot, but it's more a dramatic head wing in this particular
Yeah.
It sort of flips through, and there's a splatter of blood from this thing. And I believe it's the Arm of Violence's turn again.
It's like poking an overripe cantaloupe.
It will continue like it's a repeated swing. Let's go for. I think Cred's actually looking relatively healthy, aren't they? For that's the thing. So let's see if we can fix that and crack you out of your armor, and we'll have 2 agility checks from Creth as it slams down once but twice.
Son of a bitch. Right.
I saw how much health you have. You can take it. Ooh, the crit though.
1 crit.
Nice. What I might say for that is it puts you in a better position, so you can have an additional reduce the difficulty by 4 on your next attack on it. As you, although you get cracked quite heavily by this thing, sending you sprawling across the room, you are able to take advantage of that and get yourself into a better position. But however, you will want to roll your armor as it attempts to smash you.
Okay, fine. Ugh.
Excellent.
They can't all be wins.
You'll take 3 points of damage as this cracks you quite hard, even after the arm. Sorry, that'll be taking the mitigation into account. And I think as we're getting quite close, we'll move that up to Cuthbert.
Okay, so the Arm of Violence is currently trying to squash Kraith. So let's go ahead and just repeatedly trying to hack at this thing. It's like, we already cut you off once. Just let go already. Just nothing. Just absolute nothing.
Sadly, it's flailing. Apparently, makes it quite hard to land your blow upon it. And we shall then move to Kraith.
Yep.
Sorry.
She will punch the Arm of Violence if it's still violencing. And that was -4 to hit.
Yeah, if you were gunning for a 12. Oh, no, that's just under. God damn it.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to help. God damn. Okay. The Withered Mind turn next. The Animus is really doing a number on it now, so we'll have another d6 on that.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Is it though?
Slowly but surely, it tipped it into an important threshold. The thing appears to be leaking fluid from all its various joints at this point, looking like it's actually on quite a bad point. The Arm of Violence reaches out. You almost sense the creature looking past you into the lift and locking some eyes with the screen in there, and it'll scream, "The other reins are!"
Oh shit.
Then we will move to Gordian's turn.
Translated into English, what did it say?
Curator, quite loudly. Hatred quite apparent even in its state.
Okay, no, we are gonna kick back to trying to. I'll use another cast of my powers to actively use the virus this time again on the Withered Mind, and tell it to writhe. God fucking damn it.
The power, unfortunately, does not trigger.
Failing that, actually, double checking here, I take damage if I full fail a roll. So give me a second. I go take 1d2 damage.
Oof.
I take 1 damage, but I can't use my powers again. So that was my last attempt at that. I guess it is time for gun.
Okay. Moving back to Cuthbert. Oh,
All right. Well, I was trying to be honorable about this, but... And he'll just pull out the phase pistol and try and shoot it point blank.
Okay. Nice roll, that. God damn.
I'm trying to... What do I have in my inventory that I can use here? Can I use the strong adhesive in anything?
It gets to that stage, doesn't it? Go on, Kraft. Let's see if we can defeat the fickle dice roller at once.
We are gonna try it again. Ah!
No!
Son of a bitch!
We are just fully Takeshi's Castle Ultimate Ninja Warrior, like flailing in slime right now.
It's just having absolutely none of it. Well, it gets to the Withered Mind's turn, and the animus like truly working its way through its system, and on notes, it does have a chance of killing it if you can roll quite well.
Huh? No!
If
You are our hottest DPS right now.
Doing the numbers. The Withered Mind will take its turn. Bits of flesh sloughing off during the area in some sort of acidic slime. As its waking mouth continues to shout out for a quick sound warning. To shout "Father" quite loudly. And I think instead what it's going to do is it's actually going to skip to go to give the Arm of Violence another swing, and we'll take a sweep, one towards Kraith, one towards Cuthbert. Because it did skip its go this time, but it's shouting instead of being productive.
Did I make a defense roll?
An agility to dodge that, MF.
Yep.
this is gonna really hurt.
It probably is, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Probably quite healthy at this point, right? Let's have your armor rolls.
Just the rolling garbage today. Such garbage.
Absolutely none of it.
Oh, okay. It's not helpful at all.
Okay.
No, not too bad. Not too bad. That will be 2 points to Kreth and 2 points to Cuthbert. Cuthbert, however, fluffing it. Your armor has been damaged and will be now out of action for the rest of this fight.
Do you know how difficult it is to get a lab coat in these days?
Up to Guardian. You've got a gun.
Yeah. We're gonna lock ourselves in. Gordian's actually looking pretty bad. They're at half health now, which that's 3. So we're gonna take another presence roll to try and shoot the head, please. A number.
Oh, a number.
Thank God.
1d8 damage, yeah. Please die. Okay, good numbers.
That is, in fact, very much one of the number that you were aiming for.
Okay, big money, no whammies.
Would you like to describe the shot as it as the moment finally happens?
We're gonna be petty, and Gordian acknowledging that it's kind of yelling at the curator is its father, and Gordian says, "I'm the motherfucking daddy," and lines up another shot, and I think, yeah, that kind of shot that like a very anime style blows a huge hole with a kind of like twist. You can see the kind of the style of the bullet has left a twisted groove through that hole that sits there for a solid time and then fills with black ichor as whatever is fueling this thing just gushes out of the head as it collapses.
Nice.
The thing collapses into a pile of ruined flesh. You almost sense relief from it. And then the datascape around you fizzles and pops and vanishes, and everything sort of goes a bit dark for a second as your eyes adjust. And you find yourselves, not with Kelstrider, stop it, game, stop it. Give me the layers on. Okay, go away, Cal. You find yourselves outside the ruins of the Martyr's Ascent, and it's a surprisingly clear day, and you can see that from this angle, the top of Martyr's Ascent, obviously many years ago, collapsed, and is nowhere near as going up as high as it as it originally did. and the ruins of the city still stand around you. But just in front of you, you see the slight flickering image of the curator, slowly starting to phase out, with a bit of a smile on his face.
I guess in character, out of character, we understand that this is, you know, a simulation, a hard light projection probably of some kind. But I don't think we have the just tech understanding to fully, or at least Gordian does not have the tech understanding to fully process.
Kraft does not.
Yeah.
I think Cuthbert might have an inkling, but it very much steeped in like mythology, not in understanding.
Sweet freedom, says the curator. It'll smile at you as it starts starting to fade. I thank you all for your service that you provided. It'll see it click its fingers. You feel there's probably a beep from one of Gordian's more important data slates. Allow me to reward you for the service that you've just provided. It begins to fade slightly more. I'm sure our paths will cross again. Brave adventurers. You may call me the director next time we meet. It will fade into nothingness.
There's a... Wait, so... Did we just... But I was hoping there would be...
Where did he go?
I mean, I wanted some motherfucking treasure.
Check your slates. There was a noise.
What?
Yeah. And Gordian in consternation, because you can tell with the cube head that there's a the consternation that Gordian is experiencing, pulls a data slate and inspects it.
Okay.
You'll notice Krath uses her data slate like the equivalent of a boomer, like pecking at a keyboard with pointer fingers only.
Has it got like a leather pouch on it where nobody else's has, or?
Yeah. Basically, yes.
You all know there's been uploaded onto your dataset a map location noting Black Seal Incorporate's secure vaults and weapons storage, which has been noted somewhere quite a distance to the south on the continent that you're on. With that, you find
I mean, information is still payment. There's a glance around at the kind of like encampments that existed of people who tried to go in, and they also assumedly noticed the space elevator stop existing. How they're kind of reacting.
I think there's just generally a look of like people pulling themselves over, gesturing up. One's like thrown his cards down on the floor and stomped off. Kel's just like going, just shrugging, looking absolutely confused. And looking at the three of you, looking a little bit battered. Your wounds and injuries and slight sanity damage, as we the Cthulhic sense, appear to still reside from that encounter. You feel tired, as though you've worked and engaged in hefty days of fighting, but as I said, the evidence of it's, barring that on the data slate, please, completely gone.
I guess information is still payment. And hey, if nobody's found this thing yet, then we stand pretty good odds of making out like bandits.
I like the sound of that.
Let's see what toys the ancients left for us.
There's a lookout at the kind of pretty desolate horizon. I could go for a glass of motherfucking champagne right now.
And an upgrade to Frank. Maybe next time he'll fucking shoot.
Targeting a Ray.
Hey, I know I used him pretty fine. He might be cheating on you. And immediately goes, I'm sorry, I was kidding. That was not...
As the camera pans away, as Chris' arms wrap around Gordian.
Yeah, Gordian immediately starts making a break for it and does not get very far.
I think that is a good point to leave it, and congratulations all for making that final encounter quite fraught.
Hey, snaps for everybody.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
Hell yeah. All right. While we go and do our unwinding, and what have we got for some unwinding tunes? I don't think I've actually rocked this track at all. Let's see if it fits the vibe. If it runs.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It fits considering who the last person involved was, actually. So, yeah, I mean, we have officially completed Phantom Arts Fest 2, Sparks and Stars, everybody. A big virtual round of applause, finger snaps, I'd clap, but it would peak the mic horribly, so I won't do that to you. But yeah, this was fucking rad. We did it. How about we go and do some comments and kudos? For those who are listening who are not familiar, what we like to go and do on this channel is go around the table and highlight a moment that another player did that was real fucking cool. If you need an example, as we were doing our session 0 for this, I had talked a little bit about how I'd been doing some reading about like the theory of OSR, because hey, this is such a these types of games are so easy to die in. Is it really just people who are super enthusiastic about just losing? Like, is that... Because I sort of get that. I enjoy Blades in the Dark, but that's not really what this is. There's no narrative losing. You just die and roll a new character. So what gets people in? And then what I found was that people, it's like the really creative solutions that aren't directly fighting is what gets people's engines humming about these types of games. Because the mechanics are so simple, it's really easy to invent a plausible role for whatever your character would want to do. And I think what really exemplified it this session was Cuthbert poisoning the life support system of the boss. That's great. I think that's exactly what this kind of shit is about.
Yes, thank you. I try to always keep an eye on my items and bring that sort of creativity to it. And that's one of the reasons why I love these Mork Borg and other derivative systems, is that, as you point out, they have such beautiful simplicity to them that allows that kind of flexibility. And on that note, I have to compliment Juicy's ability to shift gears so fluidly from other systems that are entirely narrative into something that is kind of a mix of grid-based and narrative, and still continue interacting with the system in such an entertaining way.
Thanks. Yeah, I love the vibes of Gordian, by the way, Nathan. Like, when the head popped off and all the arms just sort of unfolded, and that strange, like, imagery and aesthetic was just really, really cool. And I love that.
I love beautiful body horror.
Moment. Yes.
If that's such a thing. Yeah. Everybody's so obsessed with making stuff like gross. And I'm like, I guess, but it could be elegant and also terrifying.
Agree. And I loved it.
I'll have to give a bonus point as well for Juicy, just for being a very good sport, because there is nothing more miserable when the dice roller decides it hates you.
Just...
Yeah. Oh, I love flawed and like failing characters, and I love chaos in games. It's my jam.
An additional point of just the kind of like, I realize I am standing in the fire and will probably die next turn unless circumstances change. Am I gonna move? Am I fuck? It's just absolutely peak girl boss energy. I love that.
Yeah. They're very much the player knows what's going to happen, but the character is having absolutely none of it.
Oh, of course.
Gosh. So yeah. No, we did it. We did it. I like that this is technically the third Mork Borg thing this season, or second. Mental math. Because we did Death in Space.
Right, we did Death in Space.
And this. Was there a third thing? I should know my own lineup. Sorry, briefly leaning over at my whiteboard checklist, my production checklist.
You know what? You might be thinking of the fact that we ran Cyborg.
Yeah, we ran Cyborg really recently. Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh, we're hitting all the Borgs, and we're not sponsored by Stockholm Cartel. Hold on.
You know, maybe for next year. Maybe we bug them a little more next year.
Hey, go ahead.
We should add Pirate Borg to the list at some point, because that's fun stuff.
I do like the Orc Borg one as well. That's highly
Yeah,
entertaining.
Grant's version of it. Yeah. There's a handful.
We might be able to get Duck Borg in as well.
That's a mood.
It's very funny because I remember when the first Mork Borg came out, considering what we just said about like I'm not a fan of like gross as an aesthetic, and Mork Borg is so specifically that as a text. I'm like, I just fully bounced off this. I don't enjoy this game specifically how it's written, and then all the other versions of Borg that I've come across that reflavor, it's like, oh, I fuck with this though. I get its philosophy. The philosophy I like. So I'd be interested to go and see how those philosophies apply to some other Borgs. I mean, I'm still a ride or die PBTA bitch. I will always love a 2d6 plus a number, but I'm glad that I'm learning to read a different book. So yeah. Looking forward to. I mean, shit. These since this is also the essentially the end of this season of Phantom Arts Fest. Just what were your vibes in general? How you feeling about the world of dice rolling now that we've completed a month of doing a bunch of one-shots? What are you looking forward to doing in the future? You know, energy.
I know that there are a couple of things that I want to do. I mentioned, I don't remember if it was on stream or off stream, but there is a Lancer mini campaign that I definitely want to run. It's not going to be strictly according to the book because I do want to offer people the option to do a little bit more narrative combat, because I feel like that's sometimes a little more interesting for this sort of situation. But we'll get together on that fairly soon, I'm sure.
Heck yeah.
Doing Delta Green for Phantom Arts Fest again reminded me how badly I need to be doing more Delta Green. And how much I love it.
I really need to pick a weekend when you're running that to come and join in, because I'm really sad that both times that you've run it have been like the weekend I couldn't do. It's like, no.
I mean, that first one ended at like 2 a.m. and you need your beauty sleep even more than I do. So. But no, I'd love to play more Delta. It was interesting giving that a whirl, because I've played a little bit of like D100 style systems before, but I think there was a Will described me on air, which is very bold of them to do when we were playing Justicar, as the mystery slut, which I think I think Sheila in the chat had a whole moment about, but I won't. I
absolutely did.
I won't deny it. I am horny for mysteries and little else. The way that Delta Green handles that as a thing, because there's so many specific vectors under which you can investigate, but they actually do a pretty good job of keeping them broad but still thematic. I find a lot of games that have a lot of stats that you can roll will eventually start like wandering into territories where no one will ever roll this, but they added farming because they thought it would make the game feel more simulationist or some shit. Whereas it still kind of felt, despite the number of skills that Delta Green had, still felt very on topic and thematic to what that game is about. And I would be interested in doing a more structured I mean, yeah, we want the scary moments, but kind of like not worrying about combat and just trying to get some solid mystery solving in that system.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see what that shit's about.
Doing a more procedural oriented scenario or set of scenarios would be really fun. It really, I intended for that when I originally conceived of it to be more procedural, but the time was so limited, I couldn't really engage in procedural stuff because that takes a long time and I needed to really get to the action. I originally conceived of a full middle act that was all procedural stuff, like just investigation. So yeah, I'm really eager to do more of that too. So maybe we should talk at some point.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, a thing that I have loved doing on this channel and would encourage people to do more is the concept of co-GMing. And kind of, you know, splitting the duties of stuff like scenario writing or handling tech. Will always delights in being guest DJ, but the instances where we have like worked together on writing scenarios, Galaxy Galleria was like, I think our first kind of like specific co-GM'd thing on the channel. And after the process of putting that together, where we kind of tagged in and out for the scenes and moments that we're separately stronger at, I'm not very good at encounter writing, but Will really is. So yeah, I would love to do some mystery writing for you to apply your stellar character acting to.
I love that.
Good to see it. I think at some point I'm going to have to pick up, because I have spent the last like at least 2 or 3 years picking up far too many systems. I got Fabula Ultima, which apparently is very well rated. When I was having a chat with the chap who wrote it, it was a very nice bloke. When we were in the
UK Games Expo earlier this year.
That was it. Yeah.
They won a ton of awards like immediately afterwards. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean the production value on it is amazing. There's an absolute credit to them, and I don't think the system's like too convoluted because you get nice dice for how good your stats are. So like you'll have like a D6 in strength, a D8 in dexterity, a D10 in your best stat, that sort of thing, and then it's that multiplied by another dice or adding another dice to it. So it's nice and straightforward target numbery stuff. And I think I'd quite like to give that a bit of a go. I would also be tempted to do an April Fool's stream with you, Nathan, and try and start an Anima Tactics character.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I was reading through the book and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible.
Old school tabletop RPGs. Again, the ones that... I don't know why Anima Tactics would aim to be simulationist for what is essentially one of the first JRPG tabletop RPGs, but go off, King.
It reminds me of... Oh, apologies. I was just going to say, it reminded me a lot of Exalted. I remember reading that nonsense.
Yeah, as for me, hey, our debut session of Chant of the Void Sea, I think went really well. In all sorts of ways. I'm so glad that everybody had a fun time. That kind of cooperative session building and operational stuff is something I've not really tried before and I think went really well. And just the concept of a lo-fi tabletop RPG, but not necessarily a cozy one, I think really was fun to explore and I would like to keep. I want to see, it's a really odd thing to ask, but I might see to like put a call out into the world for other guest DJs after Will did their kind of run of it. I after the fact, it was like, I can't think of any other tabletop RPG actual play where somebody rocks up specifically to do the music for the sesh. Because the stuff that Will picked, I mean, we discussed it, but it was definitely Will's approach to what that should sound like. And I thought that was really interesting because there was a bunch of insights in there that I didn't think of. And so I wonder if there are any other people out there with a solid mastery of music that won't get Twitch like throwing us in jail and the ability to kind of work dynamically to do some guest DJing for a session in the future. That might be a thing to explore. That'd be really cool. All right. Ending the stream. Okay, thinking of a functional way to do that. Next week, what is next week for me? Next week will be a return to kind of normalcy in our streaming schedule, insofar as Thursdays will be our kind of monster battling, hanging out with Will / Rafi the Owl kind of days. We're going to be doing the Pokemon DLC. We genuinely sat on that for months. We wanted to finish Cassette Beast first, so it'd be nice to go and play some of that. We're going to have a return to miniature building and painting streams, now that I have time for that again. I guess it technically counts as a sponsored stream. Monster Fight Club, who make the miniatures for Cyberpunk Red, sent me a bunch in the mail for me to kit bash with. I specifically was like, can I cut your miniatures to pieces? I know that's probably not what you don't want me to do, but I think that would be very funny. And they were like, yeah, okay. So now I have to actually do that, which is wild to me. So yeah, there'll be some of those going on in the future. We'll probably be using the Blacklight Sprawl randomized roll table for building Cyberpunk characters. So there'll be a return of that. So do keep an eye out for that in the near future. And those are the immediates. There will be a week where I'll just generally be away from doing any streaming stuff. There's a bunch of real life stuff I have to go sort, but it's I'm so glad that this project went well. I'm so glad that people enjoyed themselves and that we told 6 fucking phenomenal stories. And that you all joined along for the ride. Okay, enough being sappy and shit. Let's go and raid somebody who is streaming on a Halloween weekend Saturday. So genuinely, somebody invited me to a Halloween party today, and I'm like, I could feasibly go do that after doing this. I might want to just lie face down. We'll see. Ooh, RPG Limit Break is currently on. Doing a charity stream. They generally support NAMI, the mental health charity, as I understand. And they are streaming one of the most obscure DS games that I'd actually heard of, Suikoden Tierkris. So let's go and pass on to genuinely the deepest of deep cuts. Hell yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, love it.
Raiding channel, RPG Limit Break. That raid is now started. Okay, that's working. I have been your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. I have been joined by Tom, Juicy, and Sheila. You've seen their socials scrolling on the screen, but hopefully I can get it to actually... Is the command not working at this stage? Of course the command is not working at this stage. Tech is a lie, but do please give them a good follow. Have a fabulous Halloween weekend, and we will see you in the future. Goodbye, everyone. Farewell. Farewell.
Goodbye.